We have purchased a red brick home on the central coast of New South Wales, a true ugly duckling. And whilst most people have told me it should be knocked down, I have a vision to transform this home into a Palm Springs inspired masterpiece. My name is James Treble. I'm an interior designer with over 30 years experience within the building and design industry. I've worked with thousands of clients on their own homes, but this time it's our house and it's personal. The clouds are finally cleared and all of that rain which has held up the build has finally gone. It's time to continue the process of transforming our facade, and it's already looking different. The gable end that I was never happy with has finally been pushed back. Now it's flush with the brick wall. It makes the facade feel much lighter. Extended rafters have been installed under the eaves. Now this is actually a cosmetic detail, it's not structural, but it's a detail that I noticed in many homes when we were driving around Palm Springs. The ugly red brick home that we purchased on the central coast of New South Wales is definitely transforming. Meeting with Paul, our builder on site, is an important part of the process. It's a chance for us to understand where we're at, what's next, and any problems that he might have.
We want a house that is cozy, that is comfortable, good for us and for the kids and the mums of the kids and our friends and family when they come and visit. So we want as much space and easy to use as possible. James has a fertile imagination, sometimes, very often he's out there, but I have learned to trust him. He's got the expertise. We disagreed on the color of the tapware, which I wanted something dark and masculine. He wants something that is blingy and effective. You know the machine that we have in, what is that called, the hoist? Yes, he wants to keep it. I might have to pull it out myself during the night, just the, excavating and pulling it off. Yes, it does look like James is winning all the battles. Hold on, I'm thinking, what did I get out of this? That's hard. I was just asked what decisions we disagree with that went my way.
You got heaps of things your way. You got
like the kitchen on that side, keeping the arch. I wanted the dark tapware, and I think you might win that one too.
Yeah, it's probably going to become brass, but it's still a collaborative effort, and it's important that you know that we're building this house together.
Together.
Yeah,
Right. I'll think about it.
No,
I'll
you will get things your way. It's just a balance. Christian, our stonemason, has already been applying the stone. He's starting to wrap it around the base of the wall, and I can start to see that Palm Spring vision come to life. The connection between inside and out of this house was never great. The only space that you could go to was the rear alfresco. It's tiny, it's a weird shape, and it wasn't practical. I knew that we were going to extend it. Off to one side, there's a small brick structure with a door. It looks like a weird building. It's actually a pump house for a bore to be able to connect to water that's underground. It doesn't work anymore. But when I look at this, it's going to cost me to remove it. Can I integrate it into something special? Well, I think that I can. I think it's going to become part of the structure for a brand new kitchen to our alfresco. The original laundry door and window have been removed. By closing them off, it's created one solid wall, which is going to be practical for the ensuite design on the other side. But on the alfresco side, now I've got these big panels to deal with. But I'm going to deal with a problem here now because I've got two different textures, painted brick and smooth paneling. The solution? Well, I want to put cladding over the top of that. Add some vertical cladding, and that will offset the texture of the brickwork, and I can unify it all together with paint. Sandra and I knew that we wanted to extend the size of that alfresco. We know that we're going to be out there eating and entertaining with our family and friends. It's not big enough as it is. The original concrete slab is actually damaged, there's a crack through it, and the quarry tiles are dated. I was worried about tiling straight over the top. I had a great chat with Paul about this. The solution is to put new timber battens on top of that structure, which we can extend out to make the area larger. Its height means that we don't have height issues by going out a little bit further in line with the back of the house. Compressed fibre sheeting is being screwed on top of that. It's almost like a raft slab, providing that really strong structural base for new tiles to be applied on top. I've created a lot of documentation for this project. As owner builders, it's up to us to have all of the answers when they're needed. I've got a scope of works, electrical plans, plumbing plans, and all of them highlighted to keep it really clear to read. I work on the KISS principle. It's called Keep It Simple Stupid. It's not because anybody's stupid, but by making everything so clear and easy to follow, it prevents us from making silly mistakes. It's common for Sandra and I to start the day very early on site before the trades arrive and discuss any issues that are going to happen over the day, because this is an ever-evolving site and sometimes problems arise that we couldn't foresee. Our morning coffee's about the only thing that doesn't change. Another delivery has arrived from Walker Brothers. We love dealing with these guys, our local supplier for building and timber. There's lots of material needed on site. By being so close, it means that we can get regular deliveries. All of those items can come when we need them instead of being here all at once and dominating the whole site. A great benefit of having Paul as our builder is that he's 15 minutes away and he's also a mate. Sometimes he just drops in on a weekend to say g'day and have a coffee or a beer. It's great for me because I can't always be here during the week. I'm working in Sydney. It helps the whole project move smoothly. Chris from Number One Roofing has arrived on site. He's brought Julian, who along with his team is going to be the roof installer. This is an important conversation. It's going to allow Paul and the boys to be armed with the information they need to make sure that the roof is structurally correct for the new roof to go on top. This also includes new timber fascia and barge boards to the gable ends.
Well, in a perfect world, they'll have a box cover. I'm coming off here.
Whenever I deal with a new build or renovation, I try to analyse the space and the plans to see if there's a good connection between inside and out. On our project, there was an existing alfresco. It was small, dated and damaged, so we knew we had to extend it. And now we have realised with the plans to add a new deck on the side of the house. We now have 2 outdoor entertaining areas. The square meters of those 2 spaces almost doubles our living areas, and we haven't had to build roof and walls to achieve that. Once again, we return to that conversation about cost versus value. The cost of creating and realizing those 2 outdoor spaces has achieved a massive return in value. It just makes sense. Part of creating this wonderful new alfresco space was to create an outdoor kitchen. Now, how do I get plumbing there? Well, I've already got it. The door and window that we closed off where the old laundry was and the new ensuite is already contains water and waste. I'm easily able to connect through to that to now put a sink and tap that can access on the alfresco side. It's the perfect time to do it while we've got the trades on site and the walls are all open, and it's another great value adding feature. On one of my info gathering trips to Walker Brothers, I went in search of cladding. They've actually got a great amount of options there, but I found one particular product, WeatherTex. Now, this product has got me excited for a few reasons. It's made about an hour and a half or so from Umina up in the Hunter Valley, and it's Australian owned. Another great feature is its sustainability. It's made from about 97% wood pulp and about 3% wax. That's it. Now, these elements combine to create a product that is made for the great outdoors. It's able to be painted and it's perfect for my job. But at the end of its life, it could be taken off this home, put through the wood chipper and turned into mulch and put straight on the garden. How great does that sound? 2 elements that I look for in every project is natural light and airflow, because they're the hardest to replicate if they don't exist. Now, in our renovation project, we've actually got nice windows and they're well balanced throughout the floor plan. We've also got airflow because the beach is about 7 minutes walk away. We get those beautiful breezes coming in at the end of a hot day. Now, in our project, the living dining room and the new kitchen are actually on the east side of the house. We get the beautiful morning light, but as the light carries up, then the light disappears to the other side of the house. I know I wanted to add more natural light, so I've opted for skylights. I deal with skylights a lot in my projects and I'm familiar with Velux. I love the brand. Now, they've got the options to include a blind, so on really hot days I can close the blind and keep that heat out. I know I can also include openable skylights. That allows me on a really hot day to open them. The hot air will leave and cool air will flood on in.
Come over, let's go over to the Velux stand. We'll take a look at your roof plan as well, and we'll try to find the correct skylight. I think for the application that we have, we may need to look at the flat roof skylight, which is the FCM.
Okay, and there's a big range. I know the product really well, and I can see like I've got a massive range of sizes, so architecturally it's great. And also openable, so that's really important for me to be able to let light in, but also let heat out, because we're trying to have a really energy efficient home I'm not going down the whole passive house route, but I'd like to go as close as I can practically and economically.
Yeah, I think we should look at the solar opening skylights that have a rain sensor on them as well.
Really?
Absolutely. So it gives you peace of mind in case it rains, the Velux will shut on its own.
Oh, cool. That sounds fantastic. Because we might be out and we don't have to worry about it.
Guys, how are you? How you doing? How you going?
You've seen it from the outside. What do you think?
Amazing, fantastic. I can't believe it.
It's looking a little bit different, hey?
It certainly is. Like, I am really surprised how big this has turned out.
Yeah.
It certainly is.
Yeah, I don't recognise it from
James,
when we first came in. I don't recognise it.
I don't know whether it's appropriate or not now, but like, what sort of budget have you got for this?
Oh, we don't have a budget.
Oh,
We just
no
keep
budget?
throwing money at it.
The money pit.
Yeah, look.
You've heard of the money pit.
Yeah, look, we're definitely clicking over. You know, we're going to be hitting a couple of $100K on this. But the bones of this house were so strong. To build a new house would be more than that. It's still a lot of money for us, you know.
What I'm interested in is what's happening here. I think this sounds fabulous.
Well, that's going to be a combined space. So you can wash the clothes at one end, and then in the middle is the broom cupboard and the linen, so you can store the clothes, and then you walk on, and on the end there, because it's on this side of the room, is the bar with the bar fridge underneath. So you can wash the clothes, store them, and then come and make a martini.
Fabulous.
How fabulous. Everyone will be lining up to do the washing.
You thought of everything, James.
To find all of the details on the finishes and materials I've used on this renovation, as well as seeing bonus videos and fact sheets, go to jamesborderhouse.com.